Context, a year in review. We'll look at some of the biggest headlines of 2011 and we'll explore stories where news and Christianity converge. I'm Lorna Duick and you're watching Context, the show that looks at life beyond the headlines. In January, the world reflected on the anniversary of one of the worst natural disasters of this generation, a massive earthquake that struck Haiti and left 230,000 people dead and 3 million homeless. Later on the show, we'll ask, where is God in Haiti's suffering and rebuilding? To Japan now. When a massive earthquake and tsunami hit the island country earlier this year, it had us wonder, how does a national disaster affect the human spirit? The Consul General of Japan to Canada shared words he found comfort in.
This is what Dr. Gary Beasley, the senior pastor, Evangel Temple in Toronto, gave me. He called me on the day and he sent me a very nice mail as well, saying that each land and culture is a wonderful and unique gift from God. And Pastor Gary continues to say that their hearts go out to the nation of Japan at this most difficult time, and that they will be fervently praying for God, mercy, and love to be released among these precious people. And on that day, he wrote in the social media, "May God's mercy and grace in the devastated areas be stronger, deeper, and higher than the shaking and the water that hit Japan." I am deeply thankful for giving this powerful message, and I was so deeply emotionally moved when their Honours Lieutenant Governor and Mrs. David Only immediately agreed with this statement.
Egypt, with its teeming population of 80 million, where 20 million live on less than $2 a day, demanded change. Economic gains had benefited mainly the upper class, and youth unemployment erupted. Economic hopes were unfulfilled. 10,000 political prisoners, repressed freedoms, police brutality. It all resulted in a collapsing of the government of President Hosni Mubarak.
Christians are minority in Egypt, and usually 12 million out of 80 million. But they always lived with a sense that they are the minority. Their voice will never be heard. They are oppressed. I mean, the whole society is oppressed, but they are more so. But something happened in the last few years. Christians start to pray for the country, start to pray for a change in the country, start to pray for God to use them in the country for the benefit of the country, which is against all the odds. Many of them, of course, immigrated. Many of them left, but those who are there, they have that sense of responsibility.
Egypt wasn't the only country that challenged their regime. Across the Middle East and North Africa, Tunisia, Libya, Bahrain, Syria, and Yemen have also had revolutionary waves of protests and demonstrations. It was known as the Arab Spring. There were also two notable deaths in the Arab world. 9/11 mastermind Osama bin Laden and longtime Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi were captured and killed. Pundits called it the wedding of the century. In April, Prince William married Catherine Middleton, a commoner at Westminster Abbey in London. Will and Kate's ceremony reminded the world that marriage is a covenant before God.
Hate what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with mutual affection. Outdo one another in showing honor.
The royal wedding attracted immense worldwide media attention, and curiosity about the new married couple soared. There's a lot more ahead, including Context exclusive interviews. Stay with us as we look back at 2011.